Foundational quotes. The 4 main reasons for wanting to play the Super Jesus 47 Christ game. What are they? Reasoning number 1, titled The Astral Reasoning, Global Soul Liberation. Reasoning number 2, titled The Ethereal Reasoning, Global Child Manumission. Reasoning number 3, titled The Swords Reasoning, Global Moral Purification. And reasoning number 4, titled The Games Reasoning, to re-establish balance. Once again, first, astral reasoning, global soul liberation. Second, ethereal reasoning, global child manumission. Third, swords reasoning, global moral purification. And fourth, the games reasoning. Why do I call it the games reasoning before I move on? Because the enemy will never stop playing a game on our lives, so I'm going to play a game on theirs. We do not wish to compete with these people. They only wish to compete with us. Why? Because we are here for them to compete with. They have no other reason to do it. They are doing what they are doing for no reason at all. The fourth reason is called the games reasoning, for the reestablishment of balance. Now, the Super Jesus 47, or the complete Super Jesus 47 Christ game in full detail. Now, each of this game is going to consist of 4 layers. The first of the 4 layers is titled the Spirit Focus, targeting the conscious mind. The second layer is titled the Soul Focus, targeting the subconscious mind. The third layer is titled the Somatic Focus, targeting the physical body. And the fourth layer is called the Grounds Focus, targeting the establishment. Each of these layers has a 4x2 principle ethical coding, or 4x2 principle ethical coding, and a 7x2 principle ethnical. Yes, I said that correctly. Principle ethnical coding. What do I mean by principle ethical and principle ethnical? The principle, the 4x2, supports the principle spelt with the PLE, and then you have the ethics without the N in the word. So the 4x2 principle ethnical coding, and then the 7x2 principle ethnical coding. You follow what I'm saying? Details of them. So, the soul focus, or the spirit focus, targeting the conscious mind. Its 4x2 principle ethical coding is the reawakening, and its title is the 4-corner mental spirit prison, or the 4-corner mental faculty prison. The 2 outside of these here 4 are titled Fear and Ignorance. Details of this 4. It's going to be shaped as a box, or a prison, or a square, or a diamond. And to the left of the diamond, or in the left corner, is vanity. To the top corner, the ethos of the world today, is jealousy. To the right corner is wrath, greed, gluttony, and lust, all in one. And to the bottom corner is sloth. And then the 2 outside of that edge there on the bottom is fear and ignorance. These here hold your mental faculties in a certain position to where the only thing that can drive them are the 7 belief system pillars that need to be dismantled by any moral means necessary. Anything else cannot drive them as long as this prison is there. Nothing else can drive you as long as this prison is here. So let's destroy the prison by talking about how to. The 7 belief system pillars are the principal ethnics of this here group. And the principal ethnic, the 7x2 principal ethnical reawakening code, titled the 7 belief system pillars to be dismantled by any moral means necessary. And the 2 outside are Yeshua's belief system pillar, and the second one is the devil's belief system pillar. Now, Yeshua's belief system pillar, it is the information of the second part of the game, which is what I'm getting to in a second. And the devil's belief system pillar is what caused the 7 belief system pillars and the foundation to exist in the first place. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to destroy what the devil did internally first, and then stop the devil from being able to do it again. And that'll be the final part of the game right there. Next, the second part of the game, the soul focus, targeting the subconscious mind. All of the information in the second part of the game is of the 8th belief system pillar's mindset, or the 8th belief system pillar's mind conditioning. Take this quote with you for it to make more sense. To summon the Christ Father in the Spirit's house is to establish order upon the soul's grounds. To summon the Christ Father in the Spirit's house is to establish order upon the soul's grounds. So once you summon this 8th belief system pillar into the spiritual house, and it becomes the only pillar that drives your conscious mind to do or say anything, order gets established upon thy soul grounds. And here and/or these following words can label and describe the order in which the Christ Father bring into your house or bring into your foundation. The soul focus, targeting the subconscious mind, the second part of the game. What are the 4x2 principle, ethical, without the N in the word? What's the 4x2 principle, ethical reincarnation? The 4x2 principle, ethical reincarnation code. What's the 4x2 principle, ethical reincarnation code for this part of the game? The 4 styles of spiritual communication, with the 2 outside being spiritual offense and spiritual defense. The 4 are titled spiritual awareness, 2nd, spiritual expression, 3rd, spiritual avoidance, and 4th, spiritual depression. Spiritual avoidance is the opposite of spiritual awareness, and spiritual depression is the opposite of spiritual expression. Spiritual offense and spiritual defense are 2 outside. The 7x2 principle, ethnical reincarnation code names are the 7 dimensions of thought power, which with the 2 outside being the Earth Star Chakra and the Soul Star Chakra. The Earth Star Chakra being the 2-dimensional thinking mind, and the Soul Star Chakra being the infinite and/or omnipresent dimensional thinking mind. All of these qualities and/or traits are the literal makeup and/or persona of the King of all Kings itself, and the 8th belief system pillar in which will be summoned in the Spirit's house to establish its order upon the soul's grounds and move to and throughout you all to reestablish moral balance within our reality. Next part of the game, 3rd part of the game, the somatic focus, targeting the unconscious mind or targeting of the physical body. The 4x2 principle, ethical resurrection code titles are as follows. The 4 fundamental forces of human behavior, which are the positive human force of behavior, the negative human force of behavior, the balanced human force of behavior, and the dead and/or quiescent and/or space you are in and/or environmental force of human behavior. The 2 outside of this one, the death force of life. The life force of nature, and the second one being the death force of nature. Gotta keep them separate. The first one being the life force of nature, and the second one being the death force of nature. Next, the 7x2 principle, ethnical resurrection code name titles. The 7 gates and characteristic spirits, with the 2 outside being fear and ignorance once again, because the 7 gates are the 7 chakras, the major 7 chakras, with the 2 chakras being outside, and then the 7 gatekeepers of those gates, which are the sins from the earlier parts of the game, and now in the physical reality, broken out of the cage and now open for all to see how they are driving the oppressive people to oppress us. You follow what I'm saying? And they are now in this order compared to what they were before. They are now in this order. The first one being ignorance. All 9 of them. The first one being ignorance. The second one being greed. The third one being lust. The fourth one being gluttony. The 5th one being vanity. The 6th one being wrath. The 7th one being sloth. The 8th one being jealousy. And the 9th and final one being fear itself. Those 9 negative, deadly principality sins are what block us from the full potential of our chakra information and/or our king's order, in which moves to and throughout us all to establish morality within our reality. Balance morality within our reality. Moving forward. Next and final part. The environment focus, or the establishment focus. You could say the environment focus and targeting the establishment, or environment focus and establishmental targeting. or establishment targeting, however you want to put it. What are the 4x2 principal ethical reestablishment codename titles? The 4x2 principal ethical reestablishment codename titles. The 4 fundamental forces of purification, which are to stop the enemy in his tracks, destroy the enemies in his tracks, take the enemy's power away from them, and or defend yourself against the enemy. Remember, they are pure evil, and the only thing they live for is to destroy you. And the 2 outside, the life force, or let's say this, the God Christ life force of love's establishment versus the devil government's death force of hate establishment. Those are the 2 outside there. And now the 7x2 principal ethnical reestablishment codename titles are as follows. The 7 regulators of the enemy, or the 7 enemy regulations, meaning this is what the enemy, these 7 things are what the enemy are going to approach you with and only approach you with. First one being disrespect. Second one being to frustrate. And to frustrate is to also annoy or agitate and or infuriate and or add insult to injury. Remember, these are base things they're approaching you with. The 3rd one, humiliate. The 4th one, to annoy. And the 5th one, embarrass. 6th one, provoke. Remember, the enemy only wants to provoke you, and to provoke you into getting caught up in their system of games. Because they only want to ensure you fail at everything and suffer to death. War, hatred, division, and stagnance versus peace, love, unity, and advancement. Your mental and moral qualities naturally derive and or generate from itself unto you, to and throughout you all, peace, love, unity, and advancement. Naturally. Meaning, we already came with a very awesome moral and mental set, a balanced mentality and a good morality. We already came with a balanced mentality and a good morality, or we already came with a balanced mentality and a loving morality. We came naturally with it. So anything else outside of this idea here, and which tells you it needs to build you up or shape you or mold you into something, is lying, because they're trying to take you, or it is trying to take you away from what you are naturally, a balanced mentality and a loving morality. You follow what I'm saying? And then the 7th and final regulator, the 7th and final enemy regulator, classification, depictions, telling you what you are for their cause, or telling what you are for their comfort. And the only thing that their comfort is to see and ensure you fail at everything. And their foundation is your suffering till you end. And then the 2 outside of this here 7 regulators, the 7 enemy regulators, exploitation and extortion. This is the complete Super Jesus 47 game. Playing this game in real life brings an end to the enemy's terrors over our lives, as well as giving us the ability to establish a better one in the process of us stopping them. You are going to be overwhelmingly strong enough to beat this nature, to beat this force. But do not be confident, because remember, it always comes to this one key word: application. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.